Hello, I will continue to give you a demonstration of how CartRescuer works. Let me go ahead and log into my account. Once I log in, it will first redirect me to my dashboard. At the top, you will see your navigational links, which include access to setting up your campaigns for visitor recovery, dynamic offers, and smart surveys. Next, you have the implementation sections for you to retrieve the appropriate JavaScript snippets to install on your website. And finally, your settings page to set your business information and reporting. However, on this webinar, I will be focusing on setting up your campaigns for the 3 different services. I'll go ahead and look at the visitor recovery first. Here's the visitor recovery dashboard, which contains important insights. We track a total of cart abandonment, recovered clients, active clients that are in real time filling out your form, and we can also track your top campaigns. We can then go into the finer details by clicking the boxes below. Here, we see representations of how many visitors abandon each day. An example, on September 19th, you can see that we had 20 visitors that have abandoned. We can see how many people have recovered, how much revenue was generated, how many people opened your remarketing emails, how many clickbacks happened, and how many unsubscriptions happened also. Moving below, you can see under cart sessions, in real time, visitors that have abandoned and clicked back or have been recovered. You can also export this list to an Excel file and use it for any other tool you use for marketing. Most of the time, you'll be managing campaigns. Campaigns are organized to provide A to B testing. You can create a holiday campaign, a customer acquisition campaign, campaigns that might be more aggressive. It is important to test to see which are providing the best results. Inside each campaign, you can create templates, which are email templates that are sent out to your abandoned visitors. Each campaign will give you a quick snapshot of how many templates you have created, how many are enabled, how many are disabled, and how many conversions this campaign has had. Each campaign can be turned on and off by simply clicking on the on and off switch. Let's go ahead and edit the Christmas campaign. Once inside the Christmas campaign, you will see any templates that you have created. You can add a new template, or you can edit a current template. In this case, let's go ahead and edit the recovery template. Once inside the template, the first thing that you see is a template chooser. Here we allow you to choose a template for your remarketing template. If we scroll down, the first option that we need to configure is when we want to send out our remarketing email. You can choose minutes, hours, days, and even months. For this demo, we'll set up for 10 minutes. We want to send out an email remarketing right away as soon as possible, so your visitor does not visit a competitor. Next, we need to set filters. These are rules that will trigger before we send out a remarketing email. The following rules apply. You can choose first-time visitor, a visit number, a repeat visitor, has this visitor ever converted, have they never converted, were they referred to from a specific place, not referred to from a specific place, did they land on a page, did they not land on a page, are they a mobile user, workstation, are they from a specific geolocation? Do you want to just trigger this email marketing campaign for a percentage of your site traffic, or only show X amount of times per visitor, or if you want to set this campaign to be triggered on a specific date range? Lots of options. Once we're done, now it's time to design our template. By default, we provide you with a default template. You have access to our What You See is What You Get editor. You also have access to an HTML editor. As I mentioned before, you also have access to the template chooser. Here you can easily choose from different templates, play around, design your beautiful email remarketing. Once you're finished, simply hit the Save button, and you have created your first remarketing template. Okay, next we will look at dynamic offers. When you're looking at the dashboard, it's almost the same thing as a visitor recovery. Here you can see how much of your dynamic offers have been displayed, what your conversion count is, how many active users are actually looking at your dynamic offers, and of course, what is your top campaign. By clicking on the box, you can see the number of impressions, how many times your dynamic offers has been displayed, any redemptions, your conversion, and your revenue generated. But again, you will be spending most of your time creating different campaigns. In each campaign, again, you can see the total amount of templates, enabled, disabled, and also the number of conversions. These can be easily started by selecting the on or off button. Let's go ahead and edit this campaign. Let's go ahead and create a test pop-up. First option is your target segment. Next option is to design your template. After that, is to add any content. And finally, to choose your template. For your target segment, you want to always select what type of trigger, first-time visitor, were they referred to from a specific place, percentage of site traffic, date range, and all these different options that you can choose from. But let's go ahead and design them. First option is to choose your background color. You can choose from different types of colors. Your texture. You can choose from different textures. The position. Where do you want this to display? Your inset border. We'll go ahead and choose this one. You can choose different inset background. Go ahead and leave it as white. Dimensions. So we can come here and set this for 250. And your behavior. Do you want to trigger this pop-up when the page loads? When you scroll down the page? When you detect mouse movement? Or when you detect the user is abandoning? Or if the user's been on the site for a specific amount of seconds? Do you want a light box to show once this pop-up appears? Or do you want to set up a specific teaser so we can click on it to see the banner? Next, the content. You can leave for text shadow. You can click to turn it on and off the border. And the embedded pop-up options allows you to embed the code into your website in case you don't want to show a pop-up, but you simply want the dynamic offer to be embedded on your website. Here's what you see is what you get. Coupon. Like this. Black. And your coupon inset. 20%. Okay. And in case you want to embed your pop-up here. Okay. We'll go ahead and save this. And you created your first pop-up. Okay, now we will see the dynamic offer in action. In this case, our 20% off coupon. I'm going to go ahead and choose the show constantly because by default, once a visitor sees a coupon, it won't show it to them again. But for testing purposes, we want to show you this, so we'll go ahead and keep this checked. We'll also make sure that the position is set for middle left. The behavior will trigger once the visitor scrolls down on the website. So we'll go ahead and save this, and we'll go back to the CartRescuer website, and we'll refresh the page. And as soon as we scroll down, here is the coupon. Let's do a couple of changes here. Let's go ahead and make the position a little different. Bottom left. Let's see what that happens. So we'll go ahead and refresh, and we'll scroll down. And there we go. So again, it's really interesting that you can change the different positions: middle left, top right, all different positions. But let's go ahead and do something different. Let's go ahead and click on the template, and let's choose a really cool template. Again, we can choose many different templates, so we can give this a really, really great effect, right? So we'll go ahead and save this, and we'll set this to the middle, and we'll set this to be, let's say, actually, let's show a teaser, right? So we'll do middle left teaser for this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save it, and we will go ahead and refresh the page. And right now we have this teaser right here, and there's actually nothing that says here in this teaser. So let's go back there and make a little bit of change in the teaser text. Let's do 20% off, right? Let's make this a lot bigger. 20% off. Make it nice. So we'll go ahead and save this, and we will refresh. And again, a very elegant teaser. So as soon as you click it, boom, a pop-up comes up. Now, another neat trick that we can do here is make it so once the user gives that exit intent to trigger the dynamic offer. So let's go ahead and set that up. So we'll go ahead and do behavior, abandoning visitor. Let's do a nice little light box. Let's turn off the teaser, and we'll add a rule here that, just so you can see how the geolocation works, that this is a user from the United States. Okay, show constantly, middle, okay, everything should be set. So we'll go ahead and save this. Go back here to the CartRescuer website. We'll refresh the page, and again, nothing happens, but once I move the mouse as if I'm leaving the website, it detects it, the pop-up appears with the lead magnet, and a lightbox effect happen. We'll see that one more time, and as we detect, it happens again. Okay, our next service that we're going to see is the smart surveys. Now, the smart surveys, again, follows the same line that the dynamic offer and the visitor recovery follow. You create different campaigns, and inside the campaigns, you can create the different types of templates. So we'll go ahead and edit this campaign, and we can see that we have a test survey called Friction. Again, same options. You can turn it on and off. We'll go ahead and edit this campaign or this survey. And the first option, of course, you set up your target list. The many different options of setting up different triggers for the survey: first-time visitors, referred from, landed on page, etc., etc. The next section is the properties section, so you can set specific triggers, trigger properties. You can set up teasers. You can set different types of positions for the survey, etc., etc. And we even provide you a CSS window if you want to change the color elements of the survey. But the meat of the survey is the content. The first thing that you need to do is create a question. For this test, we created the first question, which is the icebreaker. The icebreaker has this specific property. Here you can ask a question. Do you like our website? And you even can type a description for the question. Now, in the survey, you can create different types of elements. In this case, we have a text box element. We can select any of the bigger text box element. We can do single questions. which basically are radio buttons. And we would have to create an answer list. So for example, in this radio button, this answer is number 0. And we can change it to say something else, like yes. And then we can add another different answer that says no. We can also then choose a date element. We can choose a net promoter score, so the customer can actually rate it. And we can finally create a message saying thank you for taking the survey, or a call to action. But we'll get to that next. Let's go back to the radio button element. So right now we have a survey asking him, do you like our website, yes or no? Now, if we go ahead and click on yes, and we hit continue, the survey is done. We need to create more elements. We need to create a second micro survey. So how we do that is we basically create a second question. Let's call this thank you. We'll go ahead and add it. And right now we have 2 questions, icebreaker and thank you. We can always go back to icebreaker, and we can always continue to thank you. Now the thank you is basically just a landing page that says thank you for filling out the survey. So for this element, we then select the message. And in the message, we would say thank you. Your feedback is appreciated. And we'll go ahead and display a success icon. And we can even display a call to action. And in this call to action is saying, I don't know, something like continue to our site. And we can even set a specific URL, google.com. And we can have it open to a new window. So when the person fills out the first question and arrives in this thank you page, they can click and it will take them to the call to action site. But we now need to tell the first start question, which is icebreaker, to go to the thank you page. And how we do that is we can select it from the main element of icebreaker, or we can say, if this person's answer is yes, we want to continue to the thank you page. If they answer no and they hit continue, they will go nowhere, right? But if they select yes and they hit continue, they then go to the page and then into the call to action. Once you create your surveys and your visitors start using it, you want to check out the results. Go to Smart Surveys and click on Dashboard. Here is your survey dashboard. You will see your answer list, your questions, your results. You can filter these results by date, by operating system, by browsers. You can filter the results by pages. So if you have multiple pages where your surveys are appearing, or you can filter it by individual responses. If you go back to overview, every response to a survey is linked to an individual response. So in this case, user ID 70, which of course is anonymous, filled out this survey on September 7th. Here's his IP address, geolocation New York, his browser, his operating system, and the page that he filled out. Here are his individual response. And you can click on next and previous to see different individual response. If you see something that you like, or if you have an overview that you would like to share with a colleague, simply click on the share report. A link will appear. Copy this link, send it to anybody that you want. Once they click on the link, they will get an exact replica of this survey. They do not need to log in to see it. You can also jump from multiple surveys so you can see the different results. Here we have none, and here's a survey with a little bit of data in it. And that is the survey dashboard.